Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Foglavik. So this is another puzzle from Meggen033 in his town, city, village series where it's all about fog. Now I'm kind of imagining that Foglavik would be some kind of Nordic village, town. So essentially it's going to be something that's kind of low, by the sea, clearly needs a lighthouse to be able to shine through the fog. That's kind of our job today, is to be the lighthouse that will clear the fog away and hopefully be the beacon of light to shine through and solve this particular puzzle. As of the time of recording, it actually doesn't have that many solves, I'm going to say. Never mind. It's 907. Better crack on before it becomes an even bigger digit. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Foglavik by Meggen033 and the following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. So nothing unusual about that. Digits along a magenta rem band form a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So if you imagine that this cell here is a 2, well, these three cells are on the same rem band line. That could be 1, 2, 3 to form that consecutive set, or it could be 2, 3, 4. All of that would work. What I couldn't do is have 2, 3, 5, for example. That is clearly no longer a consecutive set, and I couldn't repeat a digit even if, for example, that magenta line stretched outside of the square where Sudoku would allow me to actually place a second 2. Right, the other rule, of course, is German whispers. Adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must have a difference of at least 5. So these two cells, assuming this is a 2, would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. If you imagine that this cell here is an 8, to be 5 or more away, this would have to be 1 or 3. So that would actually kind of be 5 or more away. And then you oscillate between low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, and back and forth we go. A black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2 to 1 ratio, and a white dot indicates consecutive values, and not all dots are given. So if this cell is a 3, this would have to be a 6 to make sure that one cell is double the other. If this is a white dot next to that 3, that would have to be 2 or 4 for it to be consecutive. You can see the 2 and 3 in here are clearly in a consecutive set. Not a problem under today's rule sets, even if there isn't a white Kropki dot between them. If I have a 4 in here, clearly in a 2 to 1 ratio without a black dot, also allowed under today's rule sets. We've got, of course, the grid is partially covered with fog, so correctly placing the digits will clear the fog around that cell, and no guessing is required. So if this cell is indeed a 2, all of the surrounding cells are covered in fog will be revealed, hopefully giving us more clues to allow us to progress. Then last but not least, we've got an XV rule. So somewhere in this puzzle, you're going to come across like an X like that. And two cells that are joined by an X must sum up to 10. So if that's 2, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these two cells add up to 10. Now I can't draw it, but imagine that this is a V, not an X. It means that these two cells have to sum up to 5, and therefore this would have to be a 3, so that 2 and 3 is equal to 5. It doesn't mention anything about negative constraints. Again, I'm going to assume it doesn't apply. 2 and 3 here clearly add up to 5 without a V. 2 and 8 clearly add up to 10 without an X. All of that, I'm going to assume, is allowed under today's rule sets. So that's all the rules we have for today. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Now, there isn't a huge amount of information here, so I'm going to just start with false colors, false polarity colors, I should say, for the German whisper lines. We know that they oscillate between low and high. I don't know if purple is low or high, I just know that it will oscillate. For this to be consecutive, either this is an orange digit or it's a 5, but you can't have 5 on a black Kropki dot, because either the other cell will be a 10 or 2.5, neither of which is allowed. So this is another orange. And in fact, this is another orange for the exact same reason. It is consecutive, and it's on a black Kropki dot. So that's all of the oranges in box 5 done. That's 4 of them. Can't have a 5 on a black Kropki dot. We just covered that. So that's got to be purple. And here's our break-in with a 5 in this cell. Now, a low digit and a high digit on a black Kropki dot pair So 1, 2, 4, and 8, just a quick refresher of the black Kropki dot digits. Powers of 2, as well as the 3 and 6, and obviously 5, 7, and 9, because half of them is not an integer and double of them is over 10, well, 10 or more. They're not allowed in here. So the only way to have a high digit and a low digit is either 3, 6 or 4, 8. 3, 6 works. This would have to be 2 or 4. But given, so if it's consecutive, this is 2 or 4. But that means that the 1 is in one of these two cells. So I would actually have to have 1 and 2 in here, and this would have to be 4, and this would be 6. So far, so good. This would be 7, 8. This would be 9. This looks pretty good, actually. Right, let's try this again. 4 with an 8 doesn't work. And I really don't want to delete what I've already pencil marked, because with this 4, the only consecutive digit that isn't a 5 and is still a low digit would be a 3. But then how am I going to form a Remban out of these 3 sets, consecutive set? And it doesn't work. So 4 and 8 is not an option. 6 and 3 maybe? Let's have a think. It would have to be 7 and 8 in here. And again, that doesn't work, because this would have to be a 7, but the magenta, the Remban line, which can't have a 5 on it, would have to be 7, 8, and I'm doubling the 7 and breaking the Sudoku rules. So far, this is looking forced. And then the last option is 8 and 4. That would have to be a 9, because of the Remban set. Essentially, I need to have the isolated digit up here. And because the 6 will be forced down there since it's not consecutive, I would need the 7. And then I'd need the 9. Sorry about that. My lovely, I don't think anybody knocked on the door. I promise. I promise. And 8 with a 9 on the black Kropki dot just doesn't work, because obviously that would be 4.5 or it will be 18. So this is entirely forced with 3, 6, 1, 2, 4. This would have to be 2 or 8. These would have to be, because it's a Remban, 4, 5, 6. This would have to be 7, 8. And this is forced to be the 9. Excellent. 3 and 4 in here means that this is going to have to be 1 or 2. I need a low digit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 and 4 are not allowed. 1, 2 pair forces an 8 up here. The 1, 2 would be forced with a 3 or 4 in here. If it's 1, that would be 4, that would be 2. If it's 2, that would be 3, and that would be 1. Not helpful so far. Can I get to 6 in here? 4, 5, 6, no. So this black Kropki dot, I kind of deleted these prematurely. So clearly Sudoku says it's not 1 or 2. And then the other 2 digits, 3 and 6. So this cannot be 6 or 8. I mean, 8. How am I going to make this consecutive with these 3 cells? Even if this is a maximum of 4, I would have to have 5, 6, and 7 in here to get to 8. So 8 is off the table. 6 also doesn't work. 4, 6 would require a 5 on an X, and then that would require a second 5, which would break Sudoku. So this is a 3, 4 pair. Because 1 and 2 are not available, I mean specifically the 2, even if this is 4, this would have to be 8, and if it's 3, this would have to be 6. 3, 4 pair in here. This can't be a 5. We just covered that earlier, so it's got to be a 2, and an 8, and a 1, and a 2, and a 2, and a 1, and a 3, and a 4, and therefore an 8, yes. This is a low digit, this is a high digit. That is not 8, 6, 7, 9. That's not the pencil marks I wanted. And this is 1, 2, or 3, all of which are allowed right now. No, not resolved, not resolved. I'm just going to ignore the colors for now. If I really want to, I'll tidy up later. Remove these before it confuses me. 6 in here would require 5 or 7 to be consecutive. To get to an 8, so it's 5 digits, So either this is going from 9 through to 5, or this is going from 8 through to 4. None of which is helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is all the low digits. This is a high digit. This is 6, 7, or 9. This is a low digit that is not 1 or 2. It can only be 3 or 4. Therefore, this has to be the 9. 9, if I can type, to be 5 or more away from 3 or 4. This is a high digit that is not 9. And it has to be 8 next to be the 3 or 4. That 8 gave me 7 and 8. Who are these two digits? 2 and 3 means I have 1 or 4 as the low digits between these two cells, and then 7 or 9 as the high digit. 7 and 9 cannot be on the black Kropki dot, so this is 1 or 4. If it's 1, it's 2. If it's 4, it's still 2, because 8 is not available, so that's always 2. This is now 7 or 9, depending on what this 1, 4 is. No, for a second I thought that's going to be a 3. That is a 3, because this is an 8. 3. So 2 and 3 means the other low digit is 1, 4. There is a definite 4 here, which forces a 9. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5, 6, 7 remaining. This is 6 or 7. This is 5 or 6 because it's not 7. This is not 5. I could still have a 4 in here. And I could... No, I can't have an... So remember, this was either 8 through to 4 or it's 9 through to 5. Can't be 9. Can't be 9 because this would require to be an 8 for it to be consecutive. So this is indeed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. Surely that's got to be the 4. That's the 3 because 5 is not available. And this is 5, 6, or 7. That triple. In fact, one of these is a 7 because this is 5 or 6. So that is not a 7. I think that's all the pencil marks I'm allowed. The low digit in here is actually no low digits on this cell. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are gone. So this is a high digit. This is a low digit that is not 2, 3, or 4. That's a 1. That allows me to have 6 or 7 in here. And I have 6, 7, or 9 in there. This is a low digit that is not 2 or 4. This is 1 or 3. Next to 6 or 7, this has to be a 1. This 10 is not 1, 9, not 2, 8. It can be, 3, 7. And from the looks of things, it could be 4, 6. In here, I've got 4, 5, 6. Just completing row 6. There's a definite 4 in here. If this is 4, this would have to be 5 because 3 is not available. This is 5. Well, 6 is not available, so it would have to be 4. And if it's 6, this would have to be 5. So one of these two cells has to be 5 to actually make it consecutive. Sleuth, come on. 4, 1, 4, 5, not 5. 4, 6 means that can't be 4, 6. That's 3, that's 7. That 5 gave me a 7, had I paid attention earlier. That's a 1. This 6 or 7 has to be in here, and it can only be a 6. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's 6. That's 5, if I can type. And these 3 cells are 3, 7, and 9. That can't be 3 or 7. That's the 9. This is a 3, 7 pair. There are no 5s in here now. That's a 4, 6 pair. The Ramban is probably helpful. I just can't quite see it. 7, not 7. 6 means that's 5. This is the high digit because it's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it's not 8 or 9. This is 6 or 7. Because that cannot be a 4, that's got to be, again, another 3, 7. That's not a 3. Kind of rapidly running out of variant clues other than this rem band, which I may as well think about. So if this is 4, I could have 3 and 5. No, I can't have 3s. So this would have to be 5, 6. And it could be in any order if this is a 4. If this is a 6, however, I could have a 5, but I can't have a 4. I could also have 7, but I can't actually do 6, 7, 8 because of the 8 in here. One of these two cells is clearly a 5 to make this work, because whether it's 6 or 4, there is a 5 in here. Doesn't feel like enough to resolve this. Tempted to move on, maybe do a bit of Sudoku. Usually Sudoku is what's letting me down, so there's a 3 in here. Right, let's have a think about what all of these are. So they are 1, 5, 6, 9. Not hugely helpful. This is 6 or 9. There is no 5 in here, so that's the 5. I need a 1, which can only be in here, and this is another 6, 9. Lovely. Then these two cells, well, I need a 1, which is clearly down there, but I need 2, 4, and 8 as well. These are 2, 4, 8s. There's a 1 in one of these two cells. There's 2 of 2, 4, 8 in here, and it can't be this cell. So is that right to say these are 2, 4, 8s? Because I only have one of them in there, and the other two are in here. And this can't be 2, 4, or 8, so it is 5, 6, or 7. In fact, it's 5 or 6. In fact, 7, 5 tells me that is 6. That can't be 6. In fact, that can't be 7. That's 5. So 6 and 7 work. 4 and 6 also work. Going to move on. These two cells, they include a 7 and then another 2, 4, 8. Unresolved. In fact, that 7 keeps giving me some more gifts. 6, 9, 9, 6. And therefore this is a known digit, which is a 2. Doesn't help me resolve anything else. These, well, it can't have a 2 in these two cells. So there's another 4, 8, which is not in here. This is 4, 8. And then this is a known digit, which is a 5. Then I have another 4, 8, and then 6 and 9. Can't tell where it is. There's a 2 in here, which is actually in there. And then 7 and 5. Okay. Shall we have a look at these two cells next? 8 and 9. Not very helpful. 5, 7, and 6. 4 and a 5, 7. This is not looking too great, if I'm honest. So, I have 3, 6, 7, and 9. And this is not 3 or 7. This has to be 6 or 9. And this is 3, 6, 7, or 9. This is too many. 1 or 2 in here. So I have another 4, 6. In fact, that's the other 1, 2, because that can't be 1 or 2. So this is the other 4, 6. And this is 4, 6, 8, or 9. Too many options. Too many options. So this is 4, this is 6. If this is 6, this is 7. It's not helpful. 1, 2 are done. One of these is a 3, and then there's a 6, 7, or 9. Interesting. Have I missed any variants? I don't think I have. And this could be 3. Right, let's think about this. So I have completed all the variants. So it is just Sudoku that's left. This is 4, 6, 8, or 9. So this is all of them. Bit of a shame that 9 is allowed, otherwise I'd have a nice triple in here. If this is 4, that's 8, that's 6. No. And then that would be 9. And then that would be 3 or 7. Yeah, doable. If this is 6, that's 7. That's 3. And then this is 8 or 9. Sorry. 6 or 9. So this is 6, 7, or 9, isn't it? How did I get to that conclusion? Let me just kind of backpedal, pardon me. 4, 6. Hang on. 4 would require a 6 in here, and then it would break this cell. Come on, sleuth. 6, 7, not 7. Makes this 3, makes this 7, makes this the 3, makes this 6 or 9. I mean, not necessarily going to need it. Am I not going to need it? I might need it. Actually, no, I don't need it. 4, 8, not 4 or 8. This is another 6, 9. That's a 6, 9 pair. That's a 4. That's 1, 2. This is 6 or 9. Huh. I missed this white Kropki dot in its entirety. And remember, there is a 5, 7 in here. No 5. So this is 4, 6, 7. Which ones are consecutive? Can only be the 6 or 7. That's 4. That's not 6. I think I jumped ahead a bit. Backpedal. Right. 4, 5, 7. So this is 4, 5, or 7, except it's not 5. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not 5. This is 6 or 7. To be consecutive, that has to be 6. That has to be 7. That's forced. That's 5. That's 7. That's 4. That's something. 2. No. 5 to make this work. And then the 4 is not here. If I can actually remove the correct digit. The 6 gave me a 9. A 6 and 9. The 4 gave me an 8 in here. These are not 8s. That's 2, 4 pair. That is a 6, which forces a 1, forces a 2, forces a 1 in here. This is 2 or 8. Can't be an 8. Hang on. Yeah, 2 or 8. So that's 2. That's 8. That's 4. That's 9. That's 8. That's 4. And if I've not made any mistakes, that's 2 for the finish. Another fantastic puzzle in the series, Meggen033. Thank you so much for persisting with these, and hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle. It's an excellent one to start for a Monday. And I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.